Hello everyone and welcome into another live stream. I didn't set up the stream at all actually. Wow. Incompetence. Hi there everyone. Hi, welcome. We're doing well. A quick little free animation. That's what we'll do today. Hi. It's been a while since we did the last, free animating live stream. And that's mainly because I don't really have anything I can animate on stream at this point. And there we go. Pinged. Hi, the Melkas too. Welcome to the live stream. So here's the thing. For one of my videos, I have a segment in which I have to explain how a brushless DC motor works. And so today I thought we could make an animation for that segment. Nothing too extreme, nothing too special, just, a basic explanation animation. The shops are still closed. But when they open, I'm gonna go and buy me some coffee. It's been pain. I'm here to say hello. Hopefully you stop making promises to yourself. Okay, would I get the context for that? Hold on. I haven't done a free animated live stream in such a long time. Music, that's right. And for the music, we'll have the finest. Make it themes. There we go. How many do you have? You mean make it themes? A couple. At least 3. Maybe 7. Possibly 12. Alright. Give me a second. As I mentioned, I'm doing this completely unprepared, so I need to prepare. Let's call it 3D, and let's call it the brushless DC. And there we go. Brushless DC motor. How do they work? Well, phenomenal question. And I hope we'll be able to animate it today. Well, animate the answer to that question. Animate a brushless 3D motor routine. Doesn't matter. The point is... Actually, you know what? I just realized I don't have a script even for that segment. As I mentioned, I don't really have much I can work on stream at this time. That's because I'm working on 3 videos. All of them I'm trying to keep a secret-ish. And so the buy is the funny one. Well, some people still think that, AI is this technology of the future, instead of realizing it as the technology of the present. Okay. Brushless DC motor. For everyone who doesn't know, by the way, what the brushless DC motor is, well, I'm more than glad to explain. Why am I opening up Paint? I have Blender. Okay, a brushless DC motor is a kind of motor in which you basically have the stator on the outside and the rotor on the inside, and basically you have like electromagnets in the group of 3s, like this, and then you turn them in pairs 1 by 1, and this causes the rotor to rotate, which is something I'll try to animate because it look much better on animation. Alright. I don't have a script though, so probably I should write like at least a semi-script. My taskbar is broken already. Well, that was quick. That sounds like a not so short animation. It will be a really short animation. In the end, in the video, for this segment, I have like 2 minutes planned, so it will be a really short animation. Well, let's start simple. So magnets, which you turn on. Oh, rather powered by magnets, powered by electricity. Well, these naming conventions are so confusing, aren't they? Electromagnets. Wow. I'm a professional. How is everyone doing, by the way? How is everyone's day going? You're doing well? Powered by electricity. Next magnet. When you turn it on, it will attract. You know what, might as well actually start doing it. Okay, so first of all, oh yeah, I have to set up the scene, don't I? Oh yes, I do. In order to set up the scene, we'll need to switch to cycles and GPU. 256 because we're not crazy. And then we need the world to look better. So okay, Happy, I'm sorry that you're feeling alone. I really am, but you did not have to throw that wet in there. That was your own personal choice. If I'm asking someone how are they doing and they answer with wet, it's not a great conversation starter, you know. How are you doing? Wet. Okay. Whoa, yeah, right, that's what I'm doing. That's really hard to focus on anything else right now. Okay, Voronoi. Flag would be a decent start. Voronoi gives these really nice shapes. Decrease the scale a bit to get a much greater difference. There we go. And then like this. Okay. This seems like a pretty nice reflection, doesn't it? Hi, the ramen card. Welcome, like, hi, how you doing? Let's see. We have a sphere. Oh yeah, and we should also do the texture for the ground. We will have a cylinder later on which will be metallic. With lower roughness, so something like this. Okay. First the ground. Much of there are no shadows on day. Oh, that's fair. Well, then this because it is different. You know, feeling lonely versus feeling alone. Oh yeah, you did mention alone. Never mind then. Well, that makes it even more creepy, doesn't it? That's great news. Feeling wet and alone. It's a description, I guess. Okay. Textures. So many good textures to pick from. I don't use this cobblestone arch nearly as often as I should. It's a really great texture. Alright, floor. So, where are you from? I'm from Europe, Eastern Europe. Calibration 1, plugged in. And of course, texture, coordinate. No, I'm professional. Great, so this will be our mapping, and then we have this one, and then we'll have displacement, and then we'll also have reflection. Do we need normals? We'll see. All right, reflection we need to invert because we have roughness, so we invert the reflection. This will give us our roughness, which we then plug in right here, and then last thing, which is displacement, which would really give it texture. Okay, kind of. Alright, not too bad, It's not too great either. I feel like it could be better. I'm missing light. I'm just thinking of a clever way to add some light. Could you make it a bit, I think, could you make it a bit? We need a good punchline for it, but I do like what you're thinking, Avi. Because that could be a pretty solid bit. I can't say that publicly, that would be pretty funny. Throw a row of red flags. How do I add more light without this looking awful? Oh, I have an idea. Okay. Too much. I like that lighting, not gonna lie, I really do. Now it's time for this one, because this one we can't just leave that as basic normal metal, that's boring! Normal metal doesn't look like that. In reality we need something a bit more realistic, something like, ooh, metal galvanized, count me in. I've heard that in different countries every time, but these countries are countries people will never think of as you are coming from. No, I feel like saying something along the lines of, you know, oh, I don't know if I'm legally allowed to say that. I feel like that would be funnier, because if I say a different country each time, it's just, at some point I'm gonna repeat myself, and then people will just question on and on, like, why am I from that country, basically? You know, how come I'm from that country and I have this weird of an accent? You can already see the reflection. Oh, that's really nice. I keep forgetting how great these textures are. Okay, this... Oh, we'll need to use normals, unfortunately. That's precisely unfortunately. I don't get how normals work. That doesn't... This... Oh, now only half of it is screwed up. Great, swell. I really don't get how normals work. Why are you like this? I'm sorry, this is supposed to be the color. Pitch black. Older bro. I know, I stopped counting a long time ago. Oh, I'm an idiot. It just has to be all in on the metallic. Makes sense that it has to be all in the metallic, actually. It does make a lot of sense. Yeah, I mean, there we go. Okay. That does make a lot of sense. That was a weird idea, it does not color great. Okay, so there we go, we have our metal texture. We have our normals. Now what? Oh, now the animation, I suppose. So for the animation... I'm going to start right here, and I'm going to save it as 1. Let's hide this now. Okay. Text. What is a... It's a bit too bright, we need to give it a splash of color. I have a certain style to my animations though. Because this has the exact same style as the intro and thumbnail of the most recent one. Okay, what color should we pick? Nothing on the left though, because it's gonna look odd, nothing purplish. We mostly just have to stick to red or blue. Because if we pick green, it's gonna... Actually, yellow would work. Yeah, yellow wouldn't be too bad. Oh, I need to make the frames folder. Oops, hold on. Dark blue. I think we'll go with yellow. That's because the sky is already darkish blue. Well, it's more like not so light blue than darkish blue, but and frames. Okay, consider the frames folder created. What? Oh, look at this displacement! Ah, oh, isn't Blender awesome? Yes, it is. Wow, thrilling. Can you feel the excitement, everyone? That's, yes, how I make all my animations. Isn't this exciting? Isn't it fun? Okay, brushless DC. What is a brushless DC? I had making a video with different styles. What gets the most views on different channels? On different channels? That would require so much work. In order for an experiment like that to work, we need a large sample size and we need to control for a lot of things. which means we would need to make videos which are similar enough, you know, for them to, for the experiment to be valid, but different enough for them to still count as different videos. So I wouldn't just be reposting the same video in different styles over YouTube. And also we need to make a lot of them because really often, because you know, it is lag, really lag based. It's really dependent on lag. Right. Brushes DC motor, and then we'll need this text to disappear, and then we'll need to replace the whole other thing with electromagnets, explain electromagnets, so on and so forth. The click ratio of the pill, so maybe you could change the way you speak at the video and the colors. Yeah, but Happy, if I make two different videos, right? Let's say one about energy and another about dimensions. If I make two different videos, if I upload them, then if one of them performs really well, the other one performs really poorly, is it because of the style of the video? Is it because of the way I'm talking? Is it because of the topic? Is it because of the explanation of the topic? When doing experiments, basically it's called controlling for something. So basically you want to eliminate this one single value for which you want to check the effect. And because of that you want to control for all the other values. You want to make sure that this one value is precisely causing what you think it's causing, and it's not some other thing you didn't consider. In this case there is a lot of factors at play. Let's improve electromagnets. Which means that right now we'll basically parent all of these, keep transform, keyframe, and keyframe going down like this. Yeah, you can still see the light, so I guess that will be there to stay. Might as well do it like this, 80. Oh, I did have a script for rendering these, didn't I? No, I can run it manually, it's fine. Alright. Now what we'll need is an electromagnet, which... how realistic would I like it to be? Let's not go for too realistic, let's just have a blob. There, electromagnet. Okay, I would like my electromagnet to be like metal, similar but different. That's because my electromagnet will be more copperish, like copper. She looks dirty. Good enough. If you could do it, that would create like a really great channel in my opinion. Yeah, but that's if I could do it. As I mentioned, that would require me to make like 50 different videos in 50 different styles. It's not like a light task. Okay, that's actually exactly what I'm looking for. Sweet. Right, so now we have this. Electromagnets. Which I'm just gonna parent to this. And then basically this comes into frame. And then want to plug it in to the outlet. Which would mean us creating two different curves. Path, there we go. Basically, job of an AI, though. Yeah, precisely. Whoops. Do I need to give you the same position? These always confuse me. There we go. Hi, the Caspian. This previous time, well, it varies. How you doing? Right, we'll have the black one, and then we'll have the red one. And this animation will finish off at, let's say, 170. Where it will be like this, and like this. And then you go a frame, and then you go a frame. Yeah, then they come in. And then after that, what do we have? It's not simple electromagnet, is powered by electricity. If we have a piece of metal, for example, it's next to the magnet, then it will attract. Okay, so a piece of metal now, simple enough, a cube. Objectively the best shape. I think the first... There's always nice to sit here and have a moment. Your streams are chill, and so well, then I'm glad I'm your choice of chill entertainment. Always happy to help. Right. You will start right here and we'll go down like this. To Z0 with keyframes being bounced. Ah, this will be annoying. So this will basically bounce down like this. And then in the next animation we want to will turn on, so 50 and then 250 to 400 or 450 right here. Which video I'm making right now? Well, that's the problem. Actually, I'm actually lacking videos which I can work on publicly on stream. I have 3 videos I'm working on, but all of them I'd like to keep a secret because they're all pretty cool and they all require... well, you'll see. So I can't exactly say what video I'm working on right now. I can say what topic though. I'm trying to make an animation explaining how brushless DC modders work. Alright, 10 electromagnet nodes, which means you will have your emission at 0, you will have your emission at 0. And you will have your emission at 0. And then right here we turn them on. It takes 50 frames to turn them on, so turn them on to something like 20. You want something that's bright but not crazy blinding bright, like this. There. Perfect. And turn on to 1, that's fine. And then you can turn on to 1. And now what we want is we want this cube to move to the electromagnet. The problem being, it has the animation that it's bounce, but if we do a keyframe like this, and then we have it move like this to the electromagnet. Yeah, I know exponentials I'm looking for. Maybe actually. Then we turn off the magnet. I could just do the variables, I suppose, but no, well. So from 250 to 400, that's the one. If you have it on, it will turn on your attract. Now, imagine we take this. Hey Maker, do you have any topics that you want us not to talk about on stream? I mean, from now on I just decided to take a different approach. Recently I realized that sometimes there are wild conversations people are having. So from now on I'll just take the approach of, you know, if there is a conversation which I think is, let's say, a bit too odd, I just won't acknowledge it. I'll just ignore it. Yeah, I know programs do know about this, but can you simulate physics? Yes, I can simulate physics. There is a whole physics simulation thing right here, but there is no need for it. Physics simulation is nice if you don't want to animate manually. That's when it's nice. So basically, when you have some sort of movement which you know is too complex for you to actually do manually, but when a movement is this simple, you know, just cube moving in a straight line exponentially, it's much better to do this animation with keyframes, because right now I basically have 2 keyframes which I can control. So for example, let's say that I want the animation to finish off not at 350, only at 370. I just move the keyframe, and that's it. If I was doing physics simulation, I would have to change the parameters so that it would finish at 370 and then rebake the whole simulation. It's a lot more tedious of a process. But I still do use it for fluids, for example. I use it a lot. Or for fabrics too. Pretty convenient. Static. Middle. Well, rotating, actually not static. This one we turn on the first two magnets. Now the other two. And first, the pole is rotating. You want me not to start, so I don't know. You're usually going to confuse people when I'm going through a new arc of being nice. I mean, we will end up with all sorts of people on these streams, and at some point people will start the different conversations, which I would consider to be, you know, not in the spirit of the live stream, but giving attention to people who start these conversations will just make the problem worse. So that's, and you know, if I'm gonna treat all the people equally, then I also will treat you. So you can start any conversations you want, it's fine. I forgot just how outstanding this music was. Okay. It's right, simple but visual, yeah. Not sure what happens when you turn the first magnet and the other two, and then third and first. The pole is rotating. I mean, with 6 cables. 5. We can connect all electrons. Now, if we plug in the plus and minus, we get electricity going in. Conversation in a good way. I just want to limit that. If you want to limit it, then you come to the wrong spot. Oh, I'm missing coffee. I usually like buy a big, massive package, and so I never expect it. I never expect when it comes up. Actually, are you interested in things other than hard sciences, such as theology or philosophy? Not really. Not really. When it comes to hard sciences, I like the fact that you can, when you have a question, you can answer it exactly. And that's not something you... But I describe it as abstraction, that's what I always call it. So it's basically abstract. What it means is that we do not have the tools necessary to actually say what's going on inside of the human brain. So when, you know, when you're analyzing human behavior, it's too abstract for us to give a single concrete certain answer. That's why I prefer the hard sciences or the low abstraction sciences, like physics, like chemistry, like math, like computer science, like medicine, biology, biochemistry, organic chemistry, inorganic chemistry, quantum chemistry, so on. Will we see the Make a Nihilism video? I don't like nihilism. If I'm ever going to make a nihilism video, or something alongside that, then I will just make a video dunking on nihilism. It's gonna be an hour-long video of my 120 reasons for why nihilism is silly. Or rather, I should specify. Actually, no, I should specify. Because there are two kinds of nihilism, aren't there? There's the nihilism that says the optimistic nihilism and the other one. I like the optimistic one because optimistic makes sense. In my opinion, optimistic nihilism is correct. It's basically nihilism which says everything is meaningless. So if everything is meaningless, then there is no like objective meaning. So we give the meaning ourselves. In other words, you know, if I like something, I don't need an additional reason for it to be objectively moral, objectively right, for it to be good. No, I just like that thing. But then there's another kind of nihilism which says, oh, you like something, but it's meaningless, so your liking of it is meaningless, which means you can go and piss off. I don't like the other kind. I like the optimistic kind. The optimistic nihilism is phenomenal. Pessimistic nihilism is garbage. That's my hot take. Because electricity needs a closed circuit to function, it will exit cable that completes this cable. If we plug in a battery like this, a battery like this, a battery like there we go. So don't forget the mole video. I do plan on making a video about, that's for the next month. That will be the video we'll be working on stream. A video about different states of matter. And over there I might have my rant about moles, honestly. Like that would be fitting. Yeah, and that's the script. Now all we need is just to animate it all. Okay. Okay, now what we can do. Actually, moving the camera around would be probably better. But at this point, we're stuck with static camera, so. Okay, this is actually pretty good. This is pretty good because right here, all of these, I can also keyframe. I mean, I can also parent to the brushless DC motor, which will then move the whole thing. People. What I've seen is just succumbing to not mindful primitive behavior, and one more reason to give up is if there is enough of those. Precisely. Yeah, that's why I don't like the pessimistic nihilism, because it's so pointless in my opinion. It's ironic too. It's becoming pointless precisely because it's trying to become. It's, well, I don't know, it's meta irony at this point. Okay, next we need 3 of those in a circle. Which there will be a pretty way to do actually. The easy way to achieve that. You can just move a 3D cursor and then object origin to 3D cursor. Rotated by 360 divided by 120. That's, you know what, not gonna question. We can actually join all these together. And then you add 400, let's say 480. I said each transition roughly the same, there we go. That's all of them in a circle. Roughly in the middle. Now, next we have what? In the circle. Now connect them to 3 different power sources and put a rotating pole with a metal cube in the middle. That will be a relatively quick animation. So 480, 480, and then 480 to 580. And make it, are hexagons the bestagons? Oh, hexagon, I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, I mean, I get the argument for why hexagons are the bestagons, but saying that squares are boring because, like, they tile that's... Okay, I get why you would say that squares are boring, but that's just bias. That's just being biased. Considering complexity to be best. Listen, I get the argument for why hexagons are the bestagons. And, yeah, triangle styling a plane, they kinda suck. But square styling a plane, that's phenomenal. Square style a plane in a phenomenal way because you can divide them forever and it's... Doing math with squares is so much better than doing math with hexagons. Thus, they are not the bestagons. I'm sorry. I had to say it. I know it's controversial. I know, but you know, I'm just here to say the truth and the facts, not opinions. What am I doing? Oh yeah, right. I'm trying to connect them all to power. So curve. The political science of geometry. Oh, this is going to be annoying one to connect to power. That's because we'll have to come from down below. And we'll all figure it out. Okay. Give me... Give me these. Alt P, all of them. Delete their keyframes. Well, no, don't delete their keyframes. Give them a different material. And then delete their keyframes. Okay. Android, thank you. Now what we need is we need to move this around. What's really nice about the way we're doing things right now is that we can just... How am I gonna do it? I should connect it to the side actually. The side will look so much better. Plus minus, plus minus, plus minus. That's what we'll do. Okay. Why are you like this? There we go. Fixed. Now all we need is to move it so slightly. Why are you like this again? There we go. First of the 6 cables. Cool. Yeah, 480 is transition. Next we'll need this. So, in order to do the rest, I'm just going to delete this, and then they'll have to crisscross. I can't think that would just be simple. Let's do it like this, and let's do it like this. Yeah, good enough. Everything that I've seen hates their animation platform. And it's king, see everyone loves the platform dev. Except about the products, their devs could come back. No. People who use Blender love Blender. There's no hatred. I love Blender. There isn't an ounce of hatred in me for Blender because Blender is outstanding. Blender is perfect in every way, shape or form. There's absolutely nothing wrong with Blender. Actually, no, this could actually get off the side, like this. Okay. And Adobe sucks, yeah, that's just accurate. Adobe is awful. There isn't an ounce of hatred for Blender in me, but there isn't an ounce of love for Adobe either. Oh, this is gonna look beautiful. No, this is gonna be so beautiful. So perfect. And just... No, we need more. Need more depth. I mean, Blender is just perfect. The fact that it's free is outstanding. It has everything I need. Everything I would ever need. Doesn't really even matter what I want to make, it just has it. Has all the tools. No, well, we're gonna have to crisscross at some point, might as well do it right now. Yeah, that answer might be personal, but you sound stoic in your walk, are you? How is your relationship with your emotions? I have been... I have heard that before. People telling me that, well, they use different words. Sometimes they say stoic, sometimes they call me a psychopath or a sociopath, and sometimes they just think I'm weird. I wouldn't say it's exactly stoicism. I just like emotions for fun. But when I need to think, and emotions, I don't like thinking in an emotional way. It leads to bad thinking. Yeah, this is gonna be great. How do I connect the last one now? Not easily, asshole. Okay, cool. Just tens of overlapping cables. Oh, it's such a mess. Such a mess. Okay. Good. It's good. It's fine. I don't even care. Top one, okay. Top one goes to that one, which means you have to go on a journey. All the way across. How do you turn your emotional side off once you need to think? I'm trying to learn that skill. You don't turn it off. No, if you try to turn it off, you'll just end up... You won't get the result you want. The trick isn't to turn it off. The trick is to realize... It's quite the opposite, actually. You have to account for it. You have to realize that it's there. And once you realize that it's there, you need to think with that in mind. So basically, if you're angry then at a person, then if you want to be objective with regards to that person, you can't just try to shut your anger off, because first of all that won't work, and second of all it will just lead you even further into the side of the anger. You have to realize that the anger is there, and then you have to account for it. You have to counter for it. It's gonna look lovely. It's gonna be great. There we go. You cover their emotions basically. No, you try to account for them. Let me give you an example. Okay, let's say someone you don't like gives you an idea. Alright? You have a friend at work, you go over there, you work in a project together. You work in a project together, I don't know, let's say architect firm. They're an architect, and they have this really annoying habit, just something, I don't know, they drink milk right in front of you, and it pisses you off. You really hate them for it. Like, originally it started fine, but then you really just started absolutely hating their guts. Then imagine that one day, they're annoying you, right? You're talking, you're discussing the project, and they keep making just some silly childish remarks, right? In a way, it's really upsetting you. And then they give you some advice. Your original gut feeling would always in that situation be, okay, they are an idiot, I hate them, because of that, their advice must be awful. That's just the emotional way to think. What you have to realize in that moment is that it is an emotional way to think. You are thinking with your emotions, and you think that their advice is awful precisely because you hate them. And then what you have to do is not stop hating them, stop being angry, because you can't. You can't just control your emotions that way. That if you could, that would make you a sociopath. It's not great. Instead, what you have to do is you have to realize that you hate them and think about it from another perspective. Okay, given that I don't like that person, why would is it possible that I would think that advice is bad even though it could actually help me? And then you actually, check if it's good advice or not. 180, that's the end of movement, so 580, that's where all the cables come in. All the people I know who have tried to shut off their emotions, they just ended up being the most emotional people I know. Or when it comes to their decisions, at least. As be mindful of your emotions and understand the policy. Yes. Not how people think of emotions as a bad thing, but they are a thing that drive you. If you keep trying to thought you will form the person you should love your enemy yet hate them. It's not that emotions are a bad thing, it's just that emotions are in very much real way you. Right? When we think about anything, it's not really us who's doing the thinking, it's our brain. And emotions are an equally real effect of that thinking as the thinking itself. And my show was really smooth, thank you. That's actually why I was doing it in such an annoying way, precisely for the cables to just pop right into place. Now all we need is just the materials. Cool, the bottom will be red. It's still a bit of a mess. But once it will start lighting up, it'll be better. It should be better. So I think they're bad. I feel like the point is deeper. It's more thinking of emotions as bad is silly, because when you think of emotions as bad, you're basically thinking of yourself as bad. It's kind of like calling, like, I don't know. I don't even have a good analogy for this. It's not being a sociopath though, as in, I know it's considered bad, but why? What's about the definition of lacking empathy? Well, it's a mental disorder. They are by definition bad. We had this talk recently about, I'm pretty certain this, right? Antisocial personality disorder, I think that's sociopathy, if I'm not mistaken. We had this conversation recently about how much I don't like the definition for mental disorders, because it's really silly. They're basically, their definition, to oversimplify, basically is, if there is something going on with your brain that's not making you feel good, it's a mental disorder, which means that by definition, mental disorders are bad. The problem with sociopathy, though, is that I think it's deeper than just lacking empathy, if I'm not mistaken. Hold on, you know what, let's check the source first. Sociopathy. Let's check exactly what it is, though, before just ranting on the subject I don't know much about. Pathological behavior, manipulation, deceit, aggression, and lack of empathy for others. Sociopathy is non-diagnosed name, it's not similar with psychopathy. The development is bring confusion. Sociopathy may not be very low, but by exploiting and manipulating others, they violate the human. Okay, it's first of all, it's a non-diagnostic term. Okay. Antisocial personality disorder, that's the one I was talking about. Mayo Clinic, my beloved. My beloved source of news for all psychology-related things, or psychiatry. Antisocial personality disorder, sometimes called sociopathy, is a mental health condition in which a person can take shows no regard for right or wrong, the right thing. All those people with antisocial personality disorder tend to purposely make others angry or upset, manipulate. Oh, let's go through it again. People with antisocial personality disorder tend to purposely make others angry or upset and manipulate or treat others harshly or with cruel indifference. They lack remorse or do not regret their behavior. People with antisocial personality disorder often violate law, become criminals, they may lie, behave violently or persevere, and they have problems with drug or alcohol use. They have difficult meeting responsibilities related to family, work, school. Yeah, so basically the reason why sociopathy is bad is because it makes it really difficult for you to live in a society, which makes sense in the name. So, like in a vacuum, there is nothing wrong with being a sociopath, but that's in a vacuum, because what this basically says is that sociopaths have a problem living in a society, which, as I mentioned, in a vacuum is not that bad. But once you consider that you can't really live in the current age without living in a society, you really realize why it's, you know, why sociopathy is considered bad. So it's not just lacking empathy. Alright, what now? 580. And put a rotating ball with a metal cube in the middle. A rotating ball with a metal, thing. So, metal in the middle. Professional. Hold on. There. Now I'm a professional. A pole, larger in size. So it's a disadvantage of abnormality. It's base nature. It's nothing wrong. It makes you feel bad. Numbness is some. No, I didn't get Canada as approach, not gonna lie. That's what I'm saying, Caspian! But that's the actual definition! That's precisely what I'm saying! Listen, trust me, I get it, but... Mental disorder. Mental disorder, also referred to as mental illness, mental health condition, or psychiatric disability, is a behavioral or mental pattern that causes significant distress or impairment of personal functioning. That's genuinely the definition. And the real upsetting thing is that there isn't really a better way to create a definition for what a mental disorder is. That genuinely is what we can do. The best we can do, right? Just say that it's something that makes someone feel bad. That's a mental disorder. And honestly, I mean, as annoying of a definition as it, I mean, it's useful. It's certainly useful. I was also annoyed by it originally, but then I realized that it's not the worst that could be. The problem with defining mental disorders is that you're on this fine line, you know. So is disadvantage of abnormality? Okay, that's the same code. So the problem with defining mental disorders is that it's really tricky because on one side you want to be as specific as possible, right? Which means you would like to, or you would like to incorporate as many abnormalities as you can into this one giant sack. But on the other side, include too many abnormalities, and all of a sudden you're trying to define a right way to think. And this leads to problems. Because if you would just define mental disorders just like we define other diseases, so by abnormalities. So, for example, well, this is a bit of a cartoonish example, but if you have a stomach, right? It's supposed to have a actually, no, hold on. In your body you have acid to break stuff down. That's hydrochloric acid. If that hydrochloric acid all of a sudden were to be replaced with nitric acid, for example, that would be a problem. That would be abnormal. We could classify that as a disease or whatever, disorder, anything. But for mental disorders it's different because there is no right way to think, is there? Well, basically, the question, is it the person rather than if it makes them feel bad or not? Okay, but how would you define the disadvantages, Caspian? How would you define that? Make them feel bad or not is simple because you can just ask the person, right? You just ask them, would you feel, if you feel better with depression or without depression? But how would you define something being disadvantageous? I miss shock therapy. But that's the exact... Actually, shock therapy came exactly from that problem. Shock therapy came from the fact that, you know, from the belief that there was a right way to think, basically. And that's why something like shock therapy seemed reasonable. There's, you know, if there's a wrong way to think, shock therapy doesn't seem all that awful. 750. So right here we need to turn on... Okay, we'll need level 2. Alright, there we go. Now we want to turn the first two of them on. Which means this right here and this right here. Yeah, I could set up in a way in which would be easier for me to animate all of this, but I'm not going to because it doesn't really matter in the end. It won't really matter in the end. I'm just going to make this quick animation then. Right here, the basic curve actually looks really nice because in the middle, in the basic curve, we achieve the highest slope, which would be accurate to the fact that, you know, right here the electromagnets are on, then when we turn them off, the slope is going down. So, by the definition, as in, the making if you go from make people not be sad to study every walking human behavior and how to change it. Hold on, what? Making the field go from make people not be sad to study every walking of human behavior and how to change it. You mean to tell me... Wait, so... You mean... Let me make sure I understand this. You mean to say that right now the field is make people not be sad and you would like them to go to study every walking of human behavior and how to change it? It's not that simple. First of all, because right now it's not really a field of how to how make people not be sad. That's not the field. That's the goal, but that's not how the field works. But study every walking of human behavior and how to change it would be the ideal case. But the only way to get there would be to actually analyze the human brain. You know, the most complex environment we've ever found. It's not just as simple. The goal of psychology was to actually fully analyze the human brain. It would be the most ambitious field of science we've ever created. That's simply because every other field of science would be a subset of that. If it can be thought of as if that field of science can be understood by a person's brain, that means that state of brain could be analyzed. So, if that was the definition, then psychology would be the most ambitious field of science. Bunch of old people on drugs. Now right here we'd like to do a very similar thing. 0, yes. Not this one, not this one. I just realized Boston Caleb that video. Yeah, hi there, Caleb. What's the video we're animating for right now? It's a bit of a secret. Well, not that big of a secret, it's just that it's not something I want to be public yet. I want this video to be a surprise, you see. No, I forgot to set this one as red. Yeah, the most recent video, actually, I'm having trouble realizing that fact, but the most recent video is the second most popular video I've ever made. Wait, Clockwork is back? No way! Clockwork is back.
Okay, quick question.
Well, I won't be able to watch on the stream, I just want to leave a comment. Clockwork is like make it of biology, by the way. I just... Hold on, let me... you know what, actually, let me show... First, let's start with Clockwork, because that's actually cool. Clockwork is basically me of biology. Who's Clockwork? Yeah. So biology and biochemistry. So videos. I mean, these videos are insane.
This episode, no, haven't covered from getting big enough to.
It's basically
hence that text.
Yeah, these animations explaining biochemistry. I won't really play the full videos because, of course, not content stealing. But with 32,000 subscribers, the Clockwork is great. And I myself, I'm actually 20,000. I'm having trouble realizing the fact that I'm like 20,000. Okay. And yeah, also another thing I'm having trouble actually realizing the fact that this is the second most popular video I've ever made. I'm gonna ignore that video until we beat math and quantum mechanics. I mean, ever since the math to addition to quantum mechanics, it's difficult to get excited over anything because, I mean, it's cool. It's actually, can we not admit the fact that this is one of my only 3 videos to beat 10,000 views mark? The only 3. There are only 3 videos I've ever made which went past 3,000 views. That's it. 3. And it's still going, actually. It's still going like crazy. So I'm really glad people like it. I'm just hoping the next one will be even better. Everyone understand thank you checking up to me being very sleepy running the goal as an ambitious part too. Yeah, the goal in the end is to understand the ambition bits. Is that, you know, right now realistically we can't really get to the ambitious bits yet because there's just, it's really complex. So in order for psychology to be useful right now, we just do what we can, and that's make people be less sad, which I think is a pretty reasonable goal. And now it's time for the third one. Everyone just has bot accounts. Not bot accounts. It's people who came here from the addition to quantum mechanics and then just never seen anything other ever again. It's just the addition to quantum mechanics video haunting me after all this time. And there we go. I think it would make a video pull overs to make something a normal person would think is hard is easy. That's actually, I agree with Happy because that is my whole brand. Back in the good old days, back when I had 300 to 500 subscribers, it was a channel meme basically, where almost each video I made was blank is actually pretty easy. So basically, no, text will be easy. My handwriting is awful. Blank is actually pretty. No, wait, it was simple. Blank is actually pretty simple. Like almost every single video I made had this title. So it was quantum mechanics, actually pretty simple. Programming is actually pretty simple. What else was there? Calculus or integrals is actually pretty simple. That is kind of the whole brand, because most of the things really are simple. They just look weird. Was too hard in the actually thumbnail. The click-through rate isn't important on videos anymore, at least. The thing that's actually important is like click-through viewership. I don't know what I should call it. It's basically how many view time hours you get. That's actually important because that shows you how much people. So if you just clickbait the video, right? If you just have a video with like crazy lot of arrows, right? Red arrows, red text, exclamation points, and whatever. But the video itself sucks, and people will click on that video and then leave after 5 seconds. So the click rate will be really high, but no one will actually care, and the video will end up sucking. And even YouTube doesn't want that because it isn't making them money. Okay. All the Jackson markets in the middle. Okay, now what do we need? We need like this, and also might as well render actually. Are you into cubing? Make it. I didn't realize it was a lifestyle choice. I thought cubing was a pretty standard thing actually. Alright, let's do 2 divide and let's render this sucker. Alright, that's BLDC2. Brush mother. I don't know if you mean ironically or unironically at this point. Okay. So right here it'll be a bit more tricky because we have to connect them in the middle. I'm kind of rendering it all in bulk at the moment. Although my taskbar is broken again. Oh, swell. And there we go. Oh, hold on. Yeah, I just realized. Give me a second, everyone, if you wouldn't mind. I just remembered. Guess who just remembered that they had a chemical reaction going on in the background, which I was supposed to check up on like every couple of minutes. Well, not every couple of minutes, like every half an hour. It's been an hour and a half. So, hold on, I need to clean it up. But well, not clean it up, only I'm having trouble describing it without actually spoiling what I'm doing. Oh, that's so hot. Give me a second, okay? I'm just pouring some acids, don't worry. So make it was stuck as this and couldn't leave until the stream ended. Oh, I have this button in case of emergency. When it's emergency, I can press the button, I can leave the desk. They take it out of my paycheck, and since they don't pay me anything, actually, that just means I have to pay them for each time I press the button, but you know, it's fine. Do you read all your YouTube comments? Yes. Yeah. I do forget to HUD from time to time when I'm reading late at night. That's when I forget to HUD because I just fall asleep right away. Hold on. Right with you. Pour some liquid. Give me a second. Alright. 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 Almost with you. Almost there. Everyone, I'm so close to being done, okay? I just need to... One last thing. Okay, I'm done. Ah. The classic acid pour, yeah. Okay, what's the animation now, by the way? Oh yeah, we're supposed to remove, connect all of them in the middle. So far we've finished all of this. There's a bit of mess. We can connect all the extra markets in the middle and remove one of the cables from each. So connect all of them in the middle, and we're gonna leave the red cables behind because they're the... How do I connect them in the middle actually? It's a bit of a problem because they have a modifier, which is going to make this into a bit of a chore, but only a bit. Okay, let's... Zero 7, and right here, the last one. Zero 0.07. Sweet. Now we just have to connect them, which shouldn't be difficult. How hard could that be? The problem with this is that this is freeze, so it won't be easy math. Cool. Did I dissolve the face? Oh, that's sick. Neat. Fun. I think it will be easy to connect it with a single object. Ah, well. I'll figure it out. I'll just connect in the middle. There we go. Now run this. Whoop. Right frame. Okay, good. Video game generator. Video game generators wouldn't have that many cables. There's not gonna be 8. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So this should be 18. How's the reaction then? I'm gonna check up on it every 2 seconds to make sure. Okay, there we go. And then the next step will be... and remove one of the cables from each. So let's remove it one by one, and let's remove the black ones because their placement is bloody off on this one. I feel like you all just like yogurt. If I'm being completely honest. Oh, you know what? I'll be going out of the shop in like a couple of hours. Yeah, to buy me some coffee. And y'all put me in the mood for some camembert. I'm just gonna buy that. Yogurt nerds. Alright, now we can delete all the keyframes. We do this. Okay, that's correct. Good. That was the animation. Each now we plug in the first cable. Minus. Plus, so like this. There's a short stream. I mean, we are really done at this point. At this point, we've reached first cable plus second one minus. Plus. This is how far we've done so far. This animation really isn't difficult. It really is short animation. As we get electricity going in, we'll exit cable that completes it. Hi the ninja, welcome. Oh, that is such a nice texture though. That's actually it for this animation. I'm gonna change out the ending in a bit. Actually, maybe not. There might be one more animation. Animation successfully animated. I mean, yeah. Not successfully rendered, mind you. That's because this one is still going. 1 frame per minute? Oh, good. Well, with that pace, we're gonna finish it off in... Hold on, let me check. 1 frame per minute, that's... 950 divided by 60. Ah, little under 16 hours. Good. Good. That's probably waiting for paint to dry. That's fun as well. Wait, no. Then 6. Can we get a 16-hour stream? Cool. No. That's reserved for the special live streams. I've watched the entire thing if you do it. No, don't challenge me. That's for specials only, this long of live streams. For day 1600. Caleb, no! Day 600 we're gonna do a 22-hour long live stream. You don't need to wait day 1600 for a 16-hour long live stream. You can wait 57 days and get 20-hour live stream. Yeah, precisely. That's happiness because happy's been for the 20-hour long one. I mean, yeah, for the day 500 we did a 20-hour long live stream, which isn't on YouTube because it was too chunky for YouTube. So for the day 600 we'll have to divide it into 2 portions. We'll cancel school. I mean, then for the day 700 we'll do an even longer one. So, you know, it just keeps going. Anyhow, I'm gonna go now. I have to go buy food and such. I'm hungry. And I guess that'll be it for the day. We did some fair walk. It was festive. So, I suppose for now that'll be it. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye.